Welcome back to the 24 Hours channel. We are here to bring you the latest new updates covering the hottest political and social events of the day. In today's news, we will have the following noteworthy information.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to the China Meteorological Observatory, Typhoon number 2 made landfall in Hainan province at around 3:30 a.m. on Wednesday, with its center located in Haikou City. The minimum atmospheric pressure at the typhoon's center was recorded at 970 hPa. The forecast indicates that the typhoon will move northward at a speed of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, gradually weakening in intensity, and then shifting northeastward, passing through the provinces of Fujian, Zhejiang, and Guangdong in south-central China. The China Meteorological Observatory issued an orange alert for the typhoon in the eastern areas of Laizhou City, Jiayi, and most of Hainan province, which were severely affected by the storm and flooding. Heavy rain was reported in areas including Laizhou, Chusan, Thiuheng, and Kim Hoa. Rainfall in Longtai Village, Nakton City, reached 207.3 mm. While the southern regions of China are still recovering from the recent floods, another typhoon has struck. Typhoon No. 2 made landfall on Hainan Island early on Wednesday, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. Nearly 400,000 people in Hainan were evacuated. The typhoon also affected Guangxi, Anhui, and other provinces, resulting in intense rainfall and severe flooding. Preliminary reports indicate that there have been 30 deaths and missing persons, along with extensive material damages, with the numbers continuing to rise. Around 11 p.m. on Tuesday, the maximum wind speed reached a staggering 219 kilometers per hour. The super typhoon caused extremely strong winds and heavy rainfall, resulting in widespread flooding in several provinces and cities, with some areas submerged up to 6 meters deep. According to Xinhua, this is the second and strongest typhoon to hit China. China has mobilized rescue teams and specialized equipment, working around the clock to rescue those stranded by the storm. Additionally, Typhoon number 2 brought strong winds. In Luti Town, Nakton City, a gust with a speed of 52.1 meter per second, equivalent to a force 16 wind, was recorded. There were also force 15 gusts in Ton Sun Island, Nguyen Jiap Town, Dongdao Village, Luti Town, and other areas of Nakton City. The authorities in Zhejiang Province have evacuated over 380,000 people, and the typhoon is expected to continue moving north, affecting Fujian, Zhejiang, Anhui, and other areas. The China Meteorological Observatory predicts heavy rain in the southeastern part of Jiangxi Province and the eastern part of Hubei Province over the next 3 days, while Shanghai and northeastern Jiangsu Province will experience heavy and torrential rain. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavy rain and floods have affected around 28 million people in China, causing significant damage to the country's infrastructure and resulting in an estimated economic loss of 6.9 billion Chinese yuan. According to recent observations, out of China's 31 provinces and cities, 16 have been submerged in floodwaters. Even buildings with 5 to 7 stories are partially submerged. The latest statistics show that thousands of vehicles have been swept away by the floods. Approximately 135 million Chinese citizens have been urgently evacuated, with 4,578 houses collapsed or severely damaged. 8,247 houses swept away, 25,149 houses extensively damaged, and 3 embankments breached. Thousands of hectares of fish farms have been washed away, and roads, bridges, and culverts have been submerged. Historical and tourist sites have also been submerged, causing extensive damage to trees, flowers, and crops, with an estimated loss of 95 billion Chinese yuan. The natural and man-made disasters continue to unfold. Yesterday, state media unexpectedly issued a bitter statement regarding over 30,000 dams, indicating that the aging dams in China have an 89% risk of bursting. Chinese media believes that Typhoon No. 2, coupled with continuous heavy rainfall in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River, has increased the likelihood of dam failures. If the typhoon directly hits the largest dam, the Three Gorges Dam, Wuhan, the capital of Hubei Province, China, will raise its emergency response level from level 3 to level 2 to control the floodwaters. In recent weeks, the COVID-19 pandemic has resurged, leading to millions of people being forcibly tested to receive vaccinations. Heavy rain has poured down on Wuhan City in Hubei Province, central China, over the past few days, with rainfall exceeding 275 millimeters. Many roads have been flooded, and water levels have exceeded warning levels in some areas. As of 4 a.m. today, the water level at the Hengkou station on the Yangtze River is 29.79 meters, which is 1.79 meters above the flood level. The water level at the Hanjiang station on the Han River is 27.51 meters, exceeding the warning level by 0.01 meters. The flood situation is expected to be very severe. Heavy rain is forecasted to continue in the coming days. The Flood Control and Drought Relief Authorities have raised the emergency response level to level 2, the second highest level in China's 4-level flood emergency response system. Earlier, CTV reported that the entire city of Wuhan was hit by heavy storms, with rainfall exceeding 275 millimeters in 24 hours, reaching 393.6 millimeters at Oolong Station in Jiangxia District. The floods occurring after the pandemic have raised concerns among officials, making the economic recovery in the capital city of Hubei Province even more challenging. Heavy rain has caused significant damage in many areas of China, affecting millions of people and causing substantial economic losses. Some provinces, including Hubei, Anhui, and Hunan, have raised their flood response levels due to the expected continuation of heavy rain and the rising water levels in local rivers and lakes. The Anhui Provincial Meteorological Agency predicts that the flash floods could cause severe damage to cities and towns such as Huangshan, Qizhou, Donglang, and Anqing. Local authorities have issued early warnings and evacuated residents to avoid casualties from the flash floods. Ladies and gentlemen, heavy rain continues to impact the southern part of China, while the city of Nishisan in Hubei Province is facing devastating flooding. Furthermore, another city adjacent to the Three Gorges Dam in Hubei Province experienced a dragon spout phenomenon. Yesterday, Shanghai also experienced an unusual occurrence when the sky suddenly turned dark and heavy rain continued during daylight hours. Additionally, there was a dragon spout in Jinmen, Hubei Province. Recently, mainland China has been experiencing unusually severe weather with heavy rain, strong winds, and devastating floods. Nixiang City in Hubei Province was hit by heavy rain, causing disruptions to transportation. On the same day, in Jingmen City, Hubei Province, a dragon spout appeared. Around 7 p.m., a section of road near Songtian village was attacked by a dragon spout, uprooting dozens of large trees along the road, damaging roofs, and causing deformation. The scene was chaotic. Ladies and gentlemen, since its proposal in the 1950s, the Three Gorges Dam, the world's largest hydroelectric project, has been a subject of controversy in China, and now there are calls for inspections of cracks and environmental damages caused by the dam. The heavy rain currently ravaging half of China has prompted some hydrology experts to warn that it is putting increased pressure on the dam, with the potential for the Three Gorges Dam to burst, posing a threat to the millions of people living nearby. According to the local government report, widespread heavy rain and flooding since the beginning of the month have affected the lives of at least 11.2 million people in 36 provinces and cities across central and south-central China. Over 9,300 houses have been destroyed, and 171,000 houses have been severely damaged, with financial losses exceeding 24.1 billion Chinese yuan, equivalent to $3.4 billion USD. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent days, the Shanghai government has issued consecutive yellow thunderstorm warnings, blue rainstorm warnings, and yellow strong wind warnings. At 1 p.m. on the same day, the sky suddenly turned dark, and then the heavy rain in Shanghai weakened significantly. By 3 p.m. on the same day, the blue rainstorm warning was lifted, but it is forecasted that there will be heavy rain again from the evening until the next morning. According to research, since Shanghai entered the flood season, there have been 4 episodes of heavy rain this month. The average rainfall is noticeably higher compared to previous years. The urban area is 3 times more prone to flooding, and it is expected to continue experiencing heavy rainfall. The flood situation in the upper and middle reaches of the Yangtze River continues to deteriorate. Ladies and gentlemen, heavy rain and floods have been occurring in China for many months, mainly in the central and southern provinces of the country. In recent days, right after people in China speculated about anomalies at the Three Gorges Dam and in the mountains of Wuhan, a dual earthquake occurred in Sichuan province within just 3 minutes, resulting in thousands of casualties. These consecutive disasters have caused extreme anxiety among the Chinese population. When 2 dam breaches occurred in Shanxi province and Jiangnan province, another 23,000 Chinese people were swept away. The Huanghe and Yangtze rivers, which have supported the Chinese people for thousands of generations, have now become their nightmares. Many Chinese people are now living like prisoners, adopting a sleepless vigilance to guard against the floods that strike at night. The darkness is their terrifying obsession because the dam breaches at night while they are sleeping, which is the most dangerous time. Many families have equipped themselves with small rubber rafts wrapped in several layers of tires, so that if the floodwaters rise, they can use these rafts to save themselves. Of course, this measure is only effective when the flood is still small. In the case of a catastrophic dam breach like in Shanxi, where an entire district is submerged, only divine intervention can bring salvation.
That concludes today's comprehensive news bulletin from 24 Hours channel. Thank you all for your attention and for staying tuned until the end of this video. Please leave your comment in the comment section below for our team to respond in a timely manner. Goodbye and see you again.